Talk a little bit about your thoughts on spirituality and medicine. And you actually coined a phrase that's really awesome. So please share with the audience.
Definitely. So again, through the evolution of my practice, again, going from acute medicine to nutrition, weight loss medicine, eventually hormone, again, trying to be self-actualization, best version of myself and for my patients. And one thing I've realized, if you don't think about spiritual optimization as part of the healing process, you're missing 50% of what you can do for your patients. You can replace testosterone. You can get somebody to have a six-pack. You can really improve every metabolic parameter with all of our techniques. But if you don't do something for their spirit, for their connection, you've missed a big part of this. In Western medicine, we're not very good at this. Eastern traditions are much better at this. Healing happens a lot from your mind down, not from your body up. So for me, I'm looking at myself as, again, I coined it for myself, a white coat shaman. I still wear my white coat. I don't wear it with my patients because it's intimidating, but a white coat that is signifying conventional, traditional Western medicine. We have great therapeutics that we can use, but also having an eye on Eastern medicine, that we're all energy. We can help develop the inner healer and find a way to bring those two together. Now we finally can say we have tools for physical, mental, and spiritual optimization. When you optimize those three, you can be a superhuman. And this is where I love your talks on ketamine, because ketamine, I have a ketamine clinic in Miami. The psychedelic renaissance that's happening to me that's what's keeping me optimistic about the future. Because I also came up with another term, a theta male, redefining masculinity, right? We know about alpha males. And alpha males has a lot of great qualities. They tend to be leaders, providers, protectors. They want to win. They want to, they're the top dogs usually. But usually alpha male has a negative view to it. Those guys tend to be a little violent, machismos, impatient, not being the nicest guys. Now, can you have all the qualities of an alpha, but still be a deeply connected person, deeply compassionate and empathetic? It can happen. You can do this. You can be a badass with a soft heart completely. And I'm going to tell you what I see a lot of my guys that get there. Once you're at your top shape physically, right? All your hormones are working, you're exercising, but you still see something is holding you. Psychedelic medicine can get you to that connection, can get you to that. Most people who do a psychedelic experience become deeply grounded. They understand that we're all one, we're all connected. So we were talking about this with your spec scan that you did. They're amazing. I love your presentation on ketamine. But at the end of the day, we're not sure what psychedelics do. Our species has been using psychedelic for thousands of years. We have receptors for it. So it gets us into that other realm, to that connection. And most of my patients who come into a ketamine session with us, the one commonality that we hear, it's they experienced oneness. They felt they were all connected. And that is deeply healing. Because now if you feel like you're part of this big cosmic mystery, you're part of all this, and your physical body is great, and your light body, now you see it, you see the power of the light body, this is when we can really help change society.
Yeah, I agree. And, I definitely see the limitations of only focusing on the physical body instead of looking at the long picture, which is possibly our spirit will live on forever. So what is the point of this for some people, this pursuit of incredible longevity or immortality? Could that be misplaced drive and effort in order to focus on one physicality, on this physical embodiment, this temporary embodiment? I think developing an understanding of who we really are is really going to help put things in perspective and direct our efforts to the right places. We want to live well, but who are we really? Do we want, is this one body that's what you want to optimize and keep forever? Or is it your spirit that you are guarding?
And the way I've seen that, and a lot of those insights came to me after I've done some psychedelic sessions, is we may not be able to understand the energy that created this world, that's still expanding. that, people call God, Brahman, source, light, whatever you want to call it, that energy is there. There's no questions. There are ways to tap into it, whether it's through deep meditation, deep prayer, or using an entheogenic substance like a psychedelic. There are ways to tap into it. I've heard a quote that I love that said, when you do a psychedelic substance or you do one of those deep meditation and you go into those gamma brain type waves, it's almost like you take a whiff of the divine. Feel like, oh, there's something. But I feel like our mind, no matter how much we expend our science, will never be able to understand our spiritual part. We can only see that it's there. We can tap into it. But that veil that is lifted sometimes with psychedelic therapy, because that's how I like to see it. It's almost like our human form has a veil in front of us. When you connect, that veil is lifted for a little bit. You take a whiff of that mystery, and then it closes again. And the only time we'll understand it, it's when we cross over. To me, I don't need to be immortal. I don't want to be immortal. I understand that there's something outside of there that I may never be able to understand. That's when faith comes in. But I have a moment on this earth, a physical moment. So I understand I'm part of that energy, but I'm going to make the best out of that physical moment. But yes, you can't pick one versus the one or the other. The combination of those two and finding a way to doing this and finding a healer that can help you do this, that can employ both therapeutics, the Western medicine, the modern science, we need that. But that also takes care of this. And understanding for me is, I don't think we'll ever solve that mystery. No matter how much our science will evolve, there's always going to be like, yeah, but how did we become something out of nothing? And this is when creator, energy, I don't think we'll ever be able to pass that gap. Einstein said it. He became truly spiritual when he understood quantum mechanics, the quantum field, how we're all connected, how all this is there. And then that's when he realized we won't be able to understand that jump. We can understand from the Big Bang Theory, from the singularity, but what started the singularity? And this is when I became deeply spiritual after my psychedelic experience and understanding that it's there. I can tap into it. I may not be able to explain it, but when you tap into it, there's power in healing it.
Yeah, I really think that is psychedelic experiences and opening up those portals definitely is one of the big hopes for humanity. And I hope the audience will embark on a journey to lift that veil a little bit instead of being trapped in this three-dimensional, this thickness, this thick reality that we think is all there is. So I really encourage, the audience not only to optimize their body and live a good life, but also peek into the mystery and have a little bit more understanding. That's going to make your life even more meaningful and even better.
And because we're physicians and we have a license, we always say we don't encourage anybody to do something that's not FDA approved. The only one is ketamine for now. Psilocybin and MDMA are going to be approved within the next year or two for anxiety and PTSD. So, everybody, we're not giving advice, but that branch of medicine makes me really excited.
Yeah, we offer ketamine therapy at our clinic as well. Definitely people are getting all kinds of breakthroughs and incredible clarity about their own lives. So very beneficial. Of course, it's FDA approved for treatment-resistant depression and is very helpful for anxiety, PTSD, addiction, or chronic pain. So OCD. So it's definitely